I just have a huge thirst for knowledge, Priyanka.
Yeah.
Where I needed to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Priyanka. I'm Jim. I'm like VP of Ad Tech Engineering. I work with primarily M2 HP team. You kind of have two teams here. You have the PubGuru side, and they do like a lot of the analytics and reporting.
Mm-hmm.
And then the M2 HP is the header bidding stuff. I kind of work between the two teams, but mainly with M2 HP.
Cool.
Hi, my name's Dylan. I work most closely with Jim as mostly doing support related to M2 HP.
Great.
Hi, Priyanka. This is Gino, web developer from the PG team in Manila, Philippines.
Hello.
Hi Priyanka, this is Bhupendra. I'm from Nainital, India. So I recently joined Monetize More, and I'm working as a web developer, and I'm working on bot detection and click fraud and ad fraud system.
That sounds cool. Who's up next?
Hey Priyanka, it's Vihar. So I'm from Ahmedabad, India. I mostly work with the M2HP team and also coordinate with the web app team as and when it's necessary. So yep, nice to join this session that is being organized by you and Falin and Jim. So thanks for organizing this session. It's going to be very helpful for us.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Is anyone pending? Or is it my turn now?
Me. So,
oh, yes.
I am Jaime. I am from São Paulo, Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work in the web app team, and now I am working in head bidding in the M2HB team with Vihar. And that's it.
Cool. Okay, so I think it's my turn now. Okay, so I'm Priyanka. I've joined M2 as a DFP expert. I'm a Googler actually. I work for Google for DFP. So I'm still a part-timer at M2, but I'm hoping I'm gonna join there very soon. And yeah, so I'm really excited about making you guys know about what DFP is, or how does it function, because I know you guys are the ones who's gonna make all the PG related or HB conflicts. So it's really important that you know how the product or the algorithm works behind DFP. So if you have any questions at any point of time, even after this training sessions or anything, please feel free to reach out to me over Skype, Slack, or anywhere. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Okay, so let's quickly get started with TFP. Let me share my screen now. Cool. I think you guys can see my screen. Yep.
Yep.
Great. Okay. So before moving to DFP, I just quickly wanted to tell you about what do we generally do in ad operations. So, we have basically two different types, the sell side or the buy side. So the sell side is basically the advertisers or the agencies who actually, gives their campaigns for you to traffic. And again, the sell side is the publishers who have inventory or who have their web pages and where they can serve those campaigns from the advertisers or agencies. So basically, when a person from goes to a side representative, the main criteria or the main aim for them is to ensure that they get enough number of audience or enough number of users to see their ads, and they get enough number of clicks as well. So in case you want to show your ads, let's say it's a Nike ad, so the advertiser is Nike, and Nike is coming to M2 saying, hey, you get a lot of traffic in your site, and I really want to serve my ads on your page. So what we do is we make an order, or we make a setup for them in DFP, and then we serve those ads for Nike via DFP on our pages. So when the agreement happens between the sell side and the buy side, the main focus or the main primary criteria that we generally look for is the impressions. It's like, so if Nike says, I want you to serve 10,000 impressions of my ad, which means I want to show my ad to the users 10,000 times, and I really want that, which means the user click on the ad and then go to Nike's own page. So that's something pretty much of what AdOps helps with. They help you have a connection between the buy side and sell side directly, so that you have enough, exposure to your campaign and tracking. So DFP again is Google's one of the biggest sell-side platform that we have. So DFP provides a lot of not just ad serving. It is also a platform where you can report on how many ads you saw or other metrics, how many users saw your ad, or how many were bought, or how many was like invalid traffic. And you can also optimize your ads. You can see how the forecast looks like. So for example, you have a new campaign coming up for Christmas or like summer holidays. So you can actually forecast to see how much will my inventory increase during those time, and do I have enough available inventory. So it's basically a great platform offered by Google, not to give you the platform to serve your ads, but also to tell you about how your ad is performing, to optimize, to forecast, to report, and a lot of other stuff. Okay, any questions so far?
Yes, Priyanka, I do have one. Yeah. So first of all, we work with the bidding, right? So why DFP? First of all, we do have some, integrations with the Facebook Audience Network and Amazon A9. So how does the reporting and everything works in case if we are serving from those platforms? And is header bidding is possible without DFP?
Yes. Header bidding is possible without DFP as well. So in case you're not using DFP and you are just, using other ad platform like maybe Ad Exchange, AdMob, AdSense, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about them. So those are again platforms which will make you send requests to to those ad serving, and you can serve your ad. But to answer your question by DFP, as I mentioned, DFP is the primary ad serving platform that we have, or an application that we have, that ensures that your campaigns or your the deal that you have with the advertiser is given maximum exposure, is given the maximum accurate report, and is given the maximum support that Google can provide. Because when you use other Google advertising applications, not just Google, let's say, even if you use Facebook or anything else, there are a lot of restrictions on what you can do and what you cannot do. There are restrictions of how you traffic your ads, and there are restrictions on what kind of ads you traffic. But when it comes to DFP, there's no such restriction, right? You can have like 100 ads on your page. You can have any kind of ad, be it third party, be it custom, be it native, be it HTML, be it anything that you want to traffic. And again, there are no restrictions with how you customize your ad or how you make your tags customized. So DFP just not only offers you these features which others don't, but it also limits. I mean, it doesn't limit actually any of the restrictions that other third-party ad serving domain currently gives. So that's why DFP. Sorry, I'm talking like a Googler, but yeah, for me, DFP is something that we always recommend to our public.
Yep, that answers my question. Thanks.
Perfect. Any questions? Cool. Okay, so we'll quickly move into the DFP UI. So some of you might be familiar of how the DFP UI looks like. So this is a test network that I have open. So if you notice, the first is the home tab. So in the home tab, you can actually customize your home tab according to your needs. So this home tab basically gives you an overview of how your network is performing in the last 7 days or last 30 days, and what are the new features coming up. For example, these you see release notes. What are the new release coming up in DFP? And this is a video. So if you want to customize, you can just click on this edit button, and then you can add few more. Like for example, you want a network snippet, and I click on add. You see, this is the network snapshot. So it basically gives you an overview of the performance of how your network is performing for past 7 days. So in case you don't want to go and pull a report, you can just come to the home tab and see how many impressions you had in the past 7 days, how many unfilled you had, how many clicks you had. So this is just like an overview of your entire DFP UI. Okay, next one is a sales tab, which I am not going to cover today because it's more of a proposal-related feature that DFP offers. And most of the clients that we deal in M2 do not have sales, but it is just for creating proposals between one buyer to a publisher. So it's a direct connection of a proposal between the buyer and the seller. So we're gonna skip this part for now, and the next one is okay. Now, as the name suggests, it's called delivery, right? So any idea what it might be having? I'm sure you can see the screen as well. So it basically has all the orders and the line items. So by order, by line item, what I mean is, so let's say we have an advertiser coming up to us, and it's an airline, okay, and they have a airline sale coming up, and so they want us to serve their ads on our page. So when the advertiser comes to us, we actually create an order for that. So under that advertiser, so let's say the airline is like Philippines Airlines. So the advertiser would be Philippines Airlines, and I'll create an order for Philippines Airlines. So once I click on new order, I can select any advertiser I want in my network. So order is nothing but a representation or an actual IO that you call about. So let's say here is advertiser. I am not sure if I have any. Let's say I added Adidas here. So under this Adidas, I will create this order, and I will probably give it some name like summer campaign. So this is the summer campaign of Adidas, right? Okay. Now under the order, so order is just a basic package, right? How the package of Adidas ad will look like. So under the package, you will have the actual ads. and the actual ads will be trafficked in line items. So line item is again the very important term when it comes to DFP. So DFP always calls the ads as line items, or if you have a line item running, which means that serving ads from those line items. So under one order, you can have multiple line items. I think there's a limit of like 1,000 or something. I'm not really sure of, but of course you will not have that many line items for one campaign. So let's say I created a campaign for Adidas, a summer campaign, and the order name is summer campaign. And under this order, I can create multiple line items I want. So I'll get the name of the campaign and the sizes. So generally, I'm not really sure if you guys have noticed, but there are a few industry standard sizes that we use. For example, 728 cross 90. So this is called a leaderboard. This is one of the standard size, and then we have 300 cross 250, which is a medium rectangle, and then when we have 160 cross 600, which is called skyscraper, right? So these are the standard, sizes that we use, but you are always feel free to use any size. You can choose 1 cross 1. It's going to be like a very small pixel. You can choose 2 cross 2, anything that you like, So DFP does not limit you to have any restriction on the size. Select any size, or if you want, you can select out of page. I'm sure you guys know about out of page creatives. They generally pop up from the page and display and usually take over the entire screen of your system. And once the ad is finished, they either get shrinked automatically, or they will have a close button on top right corner to close those ads. So they're basically the takeovers that take the entire page. And under these line items, you will have different settings on how you want to set your line item, like when is it gonna starting. So let's say if it is a summer, so of course I don't want it now. If I want, I can start it immediately, but I can have it started in, like, let's say 1st of April, or anything that you want to. And other than that, we have different targeting. You can limit your line item to serve the specific inventory, key values, geography. So let's say because it's an Adidas campaign and it's a summer campaign, so I just wanted to serve to United States, so I just include United States. So this line item only serve to United States. But if you have another line items and you want them to serve to other countries, you can do that as well. So to each line item, you can include your country code or anything. So this is about the delivery tab. So 2 important criteria in the delivery tab is, of course, the first one is the order, and is the line item.
I had a quick question, Priyanka. So whenever you add like a size to a line item, find the line item that it's only waiting for like the page whenever it calls and has that size attached, like
exactly. That's right. So let's say I have this line item and I add like a lot of sizes in that. If your page has just any one of those matching sizes, this line item will show. So if I add like 1 cross 1 and I add 728 cross 90 or anything like, whatever. And if your page has, let's say, if your page is passing 1 cross 1 and this line item has 1 cross 1, so this line item can serve. So it doesn't necessarily mean that all the sizes should be there on the page. Even if the one size is available, this line item will serve.
Okay, great. That makes sense. And then the 1 plus 1, is that like expandable ads, or
no? So they're basically like small pixel. So in case you do not want to show anything on your page and you just want to fire a blank pixel to track something, or maybe sometimes clients do not want to show some ads and they just want a pixel to fire so that they can track something on the back end. So that basically is one of the main reasons why clients use 1 cross 1. But if you want an expandable, the best option again is to use out of page. It's one.
Got it. Okay, great. That answered my question. Thank you.
Cool. Cool. Any more questions? Okay, as you might know. Okay, so now that you know how do we create an order for the client and how do we actually create a line item for the client, now the next important point is to see what our inventory is. So as the name suggests, inventory is something that the publisher owns, okay? So inventory is nothing but the ad slots on their page. So if I own a website, which is abc.com, all the slots on abc.com would be my inventory, okay? If I have I'm on the ABC homepage and I have 5 slots on ABC homepage. So those 5 slots will be my inventory and I can serve ads on those 5 ad slots. So inventory, ad units is nothing but the inventory that the publisher has or he can actually serve the ad, right? So whenever you traffic your line item or whenever you create a new order and a new line item in DFP, you will have to traffic that in to one of the ad units, right? So ad units, as I said, is a part of the a place on your web page where the ad will be served. So it's nothing but a slot or a space on your web page. So DFP generally offers 5 level of ad unit creation, but that's again for premium publishers. But if you have small business publishers, the limit is just 3 ad units. So what you can do is you can create, let's say, new ad current level, okay? And I come here and I give the code. Again, remember, so let's say I give the code as test M2. And give name as test. Yeah, okay. Now, when so now this is the name is test M2 and the code is test M2. And I can give any sizes I want. Let's say I am giving 728 cross 90, and I give maybe one more. I can give any sizes, or I can choose to keep it blank. It doesn't really matter. The sizes in line item matter, but sizes in ad unit in the UI it does not matter. Okay. Okay, and I click on save. What was the error? Yeah. Getting saved for some reason. I'm just ignoring. So now, so always remember the name of the ad unit can be changed in DFP, but the code cannot be changed. So once I create this ad unit, so all I have to do is I will generate a tag for this ad unit, right? And the tag will be generated on the code that I mentioned here. And this code will be available on your page. Any other line. I think I'll have, okay, I have a few on my name. Cool. Okay, you see this? So this is one line item that I have. So in this case, the code and the name is same. I can choose to have different name, but I always recommend that we have the same name and code so that we not get confused. And I gave the size here, if you see, is 160 cross 600, which is the skyscraper, right? So when I go and try to generate the tag, so all I do is I'll go generate the tag. I have this size, but I do not want add this size, and I instead want a 300 cross 250. So I'll mention 300 cross 250 here, and I'll click on continue. Ta-da! Here's my tag. So this is going to the body head section, and this is going to the body section. So to check, I'll just quickly, I'm not sure if I have any ads targeted to this inventory. So you see, I'll just add it here, this, and you see, here's my ad on the right side. It is showing like this because I trafficked the blank gray image of 300 cross 250 site. So all I did was took a tag from DFP and just placed it on my page. So if you remember, this is the add unit code. Okay, here the name and the code is same because I gave the same name and the code. But always remember, when we generate the tag, we always look for the add unit code and not the add unit name, right? Okay, so if you want to see more things about this ad, all you have to do is a lot of tools, but the best one again is the Chrome inspector. And if you want to see how DFP request looks like, I just refresh the page and I search for pub ads. Okay, pub ads is the domain for which the ad request goes to DFP, and here it is. Secure pub ads. Okay, now if we come down towards the header, I'm sure you guys know this better than me. So here you see, so this is the line item ID in DFP. So if you want, I can just copy this and I'll open it for you guys to see. Here you go. Yeah, so this is the line item. Okay, so if you notice, this line item has these two sizes, 10 cross 250 and 468 cross 60, and it is targeted to run-off network. What is run-off network? So in case you do not want your ads to be targeted to specific ad unit or specific ad slots, then you select everything. So you go here and you select, so if you select, okay, just a minute. So in this case, okay, let me remove this. So in this case, you see there's a folder on the left which says ad unit, and if I click on include, it includes all the ad units that I have in my network. So in this case, since this line item is targeted to all the ad units, so the ad unit targeted to this Priyanka 160 cross 600 was automatically selected and this ad served. Okay, and if you want to see any other criteria, you can always see what is the correlator value. The correlator value should be same for each ad request, and you see here is the size that we requested for 300 plus 250. IU paths is again 6075 is actually the DFP network ID. If you notice here on the right top, I have the network ID 6075 is the network ID, and beside that is the ad unit code.
I got one. When the ad was served, where's the actual creative or HTML image come from? I know that it gets served from the demand source, but how that was being served, figure out that part.
Okay. So if you notice, what I did was I just took this tag. Okay. Right. Okay. I just took this tag and placed it. Okay. It's a general, GPT tag, or all they have is they are calling a GPT library. So DFP uses a GPT library to actually serve their ads, and I defined a slot with this size and ad unit, and I called a display function to actually display this slot. Okay. Now what it did was it sent a request to DFP to actually run an ad selection process. So what DFP did, DFP selected this line item. Okay. Now if I go to this line item, and I already have this creative available in the UI. So everything that gets served on the page is available in the UI already. I have trafficked this image already. So this image is taken directly from DFP and served back to the page. Is this what you're looking for, or is it something else that you asked?
No, that's perfectly what I'm looking for. Thanks.
Okay, cool. Any more questions?
So where does this actual creative is being stored in terms of DFP UI?
Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
please?
Okay. I was about to go to it in the next section, but in case you want, so as I told you, you do not have any restrictions of the kinds of ad that you can serve via DFP. So this, if you notice, is a general image creative. So if I have an image, I can directly upload it here in DFP. I can just choose file and upload anything that I want, and I just save it, and it is available in UI. But in case I do not have an image and I actually have a code from a third party, like an HTML code or a JavaScript code or just a one line of code, I can still traffic the code in DFP. So when your page like this, when this page will make a request to DFP, what DFP will do, DFP will return that code back to you. And then you have to make a request again to third party to actually fetch the asset from that code. Cool?
Yep.
Cool. Perfect. Okay. So as you see, so these are basically the ad units that you have. So this is again one ad unit, and again you can give any sizes, and you can choose to give sizes. And if you see, this is something called special ad unit. So you can either have it as special, you can choose not to have it special. So in case I make this ad unit special, let's say I selected this checkbox and I save this ad unit. So what really happens is, if you notice this line item was targeted to run off network, as we saw, right? So when a line item is targeted to run off network, it means that it can serve to all the ad units that are present in this DFP network. But if any of your ad unit is a special ad unit, then this ad unit has to be explicitly targeted in the line item as well. The runoff network will include all the ad units except for the special ad unit. So in this case, let's say I have 6,000 ad units already. So if there are 10 ad units which are special, so my line item will actually target like 5,990 ad units and will not be able to serve to those 10 special ones. Right? So how do you determine if an ad unit is targeted as special or no? It will just have a star symbol. So let's say this one, I will just copy it and I will try to search here. Okay. The star symbol, right? It says it's a special ad unit. Now, if I include this, which means my line item can serve to this special ad unit as well, right? So for ad units, it's really important to check if those are special or no, just to ensure if we need to specifically target them or no. If they are not special, that's okay. We can just target them to run off network and they can serve anytime, anywhere. Again, to recap, inventory ad unit is nothing but a slot or the space on your web page where you'll actually be showing the ads or serving the ads, and you will be targeting your orders or line items too. So that's basically your own personal space on your web page. Okay, so that's what inventory tab is. And for delivery, we have orders, we have line items. Order is nothing but a package from where you will make an order from an advertiser, and under the order you will have line items depending on how many type of ads you want to show or how many ads you want to show. Let's say I have, if you notice this network, I have 6,000 ad units. Okay? And it will be very difficult sometimes for people who are into ad ops to target each ad unit individually, or if they want to target like 10 out of them or 50 out of them, it's going to be a tough job for them to actually segregate or target them each time. So to ease this process, we have something called placements. So placement is nothing but the combination or a package of all the ad units together, right? So if I go and create a new placement, so what I can do is I can give, let's say test M2 is my placement name, and I can select a few ad units I want. This, any random ad unit I want. So next time if I want my order, so let's say I selected all the ad units that were related to Nike campaign, and next time if I have a advertiser coming from Nike and saying that I want you to show my ads, I can just target the line item to this placement instead of targeting each ad unit again and again. So placement is nothing but a group of ad units together. It helps you ease the process of targeting all those ad unit one by one. So in case you come here, you see we have an option to select placements. So once you select this placement, which means all the ad units that are included in this placement are automatically targeted. So placement again is a group of ad units together used just for the purpose of for the ease of reporting and targeting. Yeah. One next very interesting part that we have is suggested ad units. So let's say I have this tag on my page, right? I just generated it from DFP and I place it. Now I make a mistake on this tag. Maybe I change something, like let's say I add M2, and here again slash M2 mid. Okay, so now again this will make a request to DFP. So this will again make a request to DFP. But if we actually see our network, there is no ad unit in our network with name Priyanka 160 N2. DFP will show that ad unit as a suggested ad unit. So anytime you mess up anything on your page with regards to ad unit, DFP generally catches that there are no eligible ad units, there are no matching ad units to this, and it shows up in the suggested ad unit. So if I make a request, so like if I make 10 requests from this page for this ad unit, then DFP will automatically show it up here in the list of suggested ad units, which means that you received from this ad unit and you might consider to add it, because if it gets 10 requests, it's not a mistake. Again, okay, so ad units, as I said, there are 5 levels. So this is again the parent. So baseball Android is the parent level. Game over interstitial is child. So we have different hierarchy. So this is the first level and this is the second level. And if you want to differentiate between one level of ad unit to the next level of ad unit, you just have to insert a slash, right? So DFP network, which is let's say 075 slash the parent ad unit slash the child ad unit slash child ad unit, and again slash. So you can increase the hierarchy just by including slash. So slash is a separator between each ad unit on the web page. So when you place your tags, slash is gonna be the separator between the ad units. So if I come here and if I click on generate tags, you see, this is my parent ad unit, baseball Android, and this is my child ad unit, game over interstitial, right? So that's how you define if it is a parent ad unit. So if it's a parent ad unit, it's gonna be just this. And if it's a child, you will have some value after slash, right? Okay, so any questions so far? No? Okay, so So we'll quickly move into key values. So now that you have targeted this is my line item for Adidas, and I targeted it to ad unit and I targeted it to placement. On the left-hand side, if you notice, I have a lot of other criteria. Let's say I have something called key values. So I'm sure you guys have noticed key values on your HP configs or your pages where you're serving ads. So key value is nothing but to granularly target your items or to make between different type of ads or different kind of websites you're using. So let's say if I want this ad to serve on position top, so probably I can give it as let's say pulse, and I'll give it as here. So I know that this ad will serve on position top. So whenever I pull a report on this key value, I can see, okay, how many impressions were served on position top or how many times an ad was served on that position. So key values are used for a lot of purposes. They are actually used to granularly target to which position you want to serve your ads, or to how many people. So in case I want another set, so I can do probably gender is male. So if I want to show my ads only on the position top and only to the users who are male. So this is how you target your ad units. To create an ad unit, all you have to go is in the inventory tab, you have something called key values. So here also you can give the name as anything. So let's say N2 test, display name again, N2 test. You can add a value, page 1. Okay, no, let's say home page. And sports, and I have news, and I have entertainment. So I have 4 sections on my page, and I added 4 values. Okay, and so the values can be of 2 types. So they can either be or they can be free form. So if they are predefined, then select this. So in case your values are predefined, which means you can only select the key values which are available in your UI and not something out of UI. So you will have to select all the values that you mention here in the UI and nothing more than that, right? This network, okay. The limit is done for this network, okay, fine. And if you select freeform, so with freeform you get a lot of options. So let's say I have something called fashion, okay, and I create a key value called fashion. With freeform, what I can do is I can create any key value that maybe starts with fashion or has fashion in its name or ends with fashion or includes fashion or does not include fashion. So you can add some advanced expressions with key values. For example, I can use star false. So star means includes, so anything that includes false. So let's say my key value, the entire key value name is false test 1. So in case I just include false, and from the page I am passing false test 1, this can still serve because it has the free form value and it has star before it. But if I select predefined and if I pass entertainment 1, but it will not be ad will not serve because for the predefined, it should match everything on the page which is present in the UI. So for predefined, the matching between the UI and the page should be same. But for predefined, for freeform, you can have different kinds of criteria depending on how you want it. Do you want to include other expressions like begins, till, with anything. Any questions on key value?
Priyanka, can you show us how you set the key values on the HTML side and how it selects the creative with a particular key value targeting that we have set and then it gets served?
Perfect. Yeah, sure. So what I'm gonna do here is, okay, let me go to the ad unit directly. So this was my ad unit, right? So once I click on generate tag, okay, I have two options here. So I can add a targeting here directly. So let's say I add pause equals to top, right? Okay, and I have pause equals to top, and I go and generate tag. Okay, so I'll show you the difference now. I'll just change the header part because the body will remain same. In the header part, if you notice a line of code which is Google Pub Ads dot set targeting. Pause top, right? The key name is position, the pause, and value is top. So every time if you want to target any key values to your page, you just have to include this this function which is dot set targeting. And you have to include the key name and you have to include the value name. In case you have more than one key values, so let's say I have position top and then I have gender equals to male. So you see, so all I'm gonna do is just copy this for you. So again, set targeting, position top, dot set targeting, gender male. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you notice, there was an ad serving before, a gray color ad, but there's no ad serving currently because line item here do not have this because I did not save it yet. So if I just refresh the line item and show it to you again, you will notice that this line item does not have any key value. So your page is passing two key values, but this line item does not have any key value. So this line item will not serve. Okay, you see, this does not have any key value, right? But again, depending on a lot of criteria, so generally what happens if your line item is not targeted to any key value, most of the times the key value that is passed on the page, okay, no, it's the other way. Okay, leave it. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we generally target the key values using set targeting option in the code, and you can target more than one key value, and those keys value have to be available in the line item as well. So that was about key value. Okay, so I'll quickly go to the next tab that we have in DFP UI, which is the reports tab. So report tabs gives you a lot of functionality to see how did your ad performed in the past, or what is the forecast looks like in the future, or how many users were we have it served ads to. So we have different kinds of reports in DFP. The most commonly used is the historical report that we all use. So in historical reports, as you can see for how your ad performed in the past day or the past year or the past month. So DFP generally stores the data for last 3 years. So you can pull your report. So let's say today is 7th Feb 2018. So you can pull report till last 3 years, but not beyond that. Okay. So for historical report, you can add and then you can select impressions or code or clicks. It will actually tell you how many impressions this line item received, how many clicks, how many users actually clicked, and you have something called how many impressions were actually viewed by the user, because generally what we do. So let's say I'm on youtube.com, right, and I have all the songs playing in the background, and I'm actually not on the YouTube tab, and I'm actually working on some other tab. The ad is playing in the background. So DFP will count an impression, but the ad was not actually viewed, right? You did not see the ad. It was there in the background, but you did not see it. So DFP is actually smart enough to know if the users saw the ad or no. So it has something called viewable impression. It actually gives you, an edge over how many times the user actually saw your ad versus how many times your ad saw the page. Cool. And we have a lot of other reporting methods that we can ignore for now. Okay, so the second important report type is future sell-through. So future sell-through is nothing but it will give you a forecast of how many impressions you have for your future date. So as I said, let's say we have a summer campaign coming up, and we know that a lot of users will come to our website to book their flights for their summer holiday or summer trips. So if you want to see how the summer campaign's future sell-through report look like, so you will give a future date, right? Of course, because it's going to be a future sell-through report. So let's say I give a future date of next. So it will actually tell you about how many available impressions you have and how many can you book or how many you can serve. So in case you're making a deal with your advertiser to have a summer campaign, and your advertiser says, I want to serve 1,000 impressions, but DFP says you have only 900 available inventory. So you cannot make a deal of 1,000 and disappoint the advertiser, right? So we always tell to come and check how many is the forecast available in DFP before making any sort of deal with the advertisers, to ensure the advertiser and publisher relationship is maintained and you do not, overpromise and then underdeliver. Right? And again, quickly, each report is an overview of how many unique users you have for your line item. So I have an Adidas line item, and if I'm going on Adidas on M2 page every day and I'm seeing the Adidas ad every day, let's say I go to your page 10 times a day, once for every 10 days. And so for me, DFP will have 10 impressions. But if you want to see how many of them are unique users, so that's where you will use reach report. To an edge of how many unique users, visitors you had on your page, and what is the average impressions per visitor, and how much is your revenue. Okay, and the next is the sales and business intelligence, something that we do not use much, so we can skip for now. And okay, the other most important part is the admin tab. So all the settings for your DFP network, everything is set up in the admin tab. So once you create a DFP network, you actually give the name. So let's say the name of this network is 6075 and the time zone is America, New York. Once you have a time zone in your DFP network, you cannot change it. Okay, and also once you have a currency in your DFP network, you cannot change the currency of the DFP network. We have a lot of primary currency listed below, but the secondary currency listed below, but the primary currency will always be same. And you will have, and here's where you can link your ad exchange account, because a lot of publishers in monetize mode that we deal with have their ad exchange account, or they actually, some of them actually use M2's ad exchange account, but some of them have their own ad exchange account. So they can just come to the admin section and they can link their ad exchange account. So they can serve ads from ad exchange as well when DFP does not have any ad. So in this case, if you notice here in this case, DFP did not serve any ad. So in this case, if you link an ad exchange account, then the request will go to ad exchange to get the ad if DFP does not have anything. So it kinds of give you an an extra level so that your space on your web page does not go unfilled. So this is like all network settings, and you can have different limits, custom field that you have. And okay, so very important thing is change history. If you want to know who made changes in your network and what changes were made, you can come to the admin section and you have something called change history where you can see what changes were made. So most of the things in DFP have their own change history. For example, this line item, it has a change history of its own. So I can just directly see who made changes, what changes were made. But if you want to see it at the the bigger picture level about changes, you can check by user. You can run a pqls query as well here and search what changes were made. And here again, it actually gives you all the different edge over how your DFP will look like, how your reports, how your company is gonna be. Company is again nothing but the advertiser, as I mentioned. So advertisers are nothing but the agency who are selling the ad. For example, Philippine Airlines, Adidas, Nike, Amazon, they're all advertisers, right? They sell their ads to us. So they're all advertisers. So you will define your advertisers here. You click on new company, you select advertiser, and you just mention the name of the advertiser. And whenever you want to create a new order or a new line item, so let's say DFP has a list of verified. Not want any verified, you can have your own data, and the status would be again active. And just that's it. I'll just save this advertiser. That's it, and the advertiser is saved. And next time I can just have create a line items based on advertiser. So one thing to remember, so when you create an advertiser, let's say I created an advertiser with name Adidas. So Adidas can DFP network, but he cannot see anything except for his own campaigns, right? So if there are any line items under Adidas can see that. Adidas cannot edit it or cannot make changes to it, but Adidas can see the line items that are running under his name in your network, and he can also run a few reports to see how his campaigns are performing, but he cannot edit anything. So that's a restriction about having an advertiser. They can log into your DFP network. They can just see their own orders, or they can just run reports for their own orders, and they will not have access to everything that you see. Any questions? Any questions? No? Counting twice. Perfect. I have a great bunch of intelligent people today. No questions. Okay, cool. Okay, so this was about the first session that we had. So in case you have any questions, please feel free to let me know anytime, or you can just ping me now or later if you have any questions. But before we guys leave, I just had a quick jeopardy for all of us. So I quickly want you guys to make two teams, because I'm sure you guys are already part of two teams, right? One of you, some of you are from a good team, and the other ones are from reading team, right?
Right.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we have two teams here. So let's name PubGuru team as team 1, Team 2. Is that okay, or do you want some other name for your teams?
It works.
Okay, so remember, the Pub Guru is Team 1 and the header bidding team is Team 2. Okay? To speak, because you will have to speak in this game, okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so there are going to be a few questions based on the points, and so whoever answers, like, so let's say you're part of Team 1. So once you see the question, you will just immediately say Team 1, and that team will give the answer. So if you're right, you get the points, and if you're not right, you get minus points. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Perfect. So we have 3 categories that we covered today: AdOps, DFP UI, and inventory. So there are going to be 3 questions: 10 marks, 30 marks, 10, 20, 30. Got it? Yeah?
Yep.
You just have to say your team name, okay? Whoever says it first, that team gets the chance. Okay, so here comes the first question. Ad operations, you remember I did tell you what are the 2 key metrics the publisher care about the most when you're making a deal with your advertisers. What do you want the most? Who will bring up? Team 1, Team 2? Or is it Feli? Is she picking up?
Come on, Syed, you must know the answer to that.
No one?
They typed something.
Yeah, Gina, that's Team 1, I believe, said impressions and ad revenue.
Oh, that's amazing. Which team are you from?
That was, and Vital said the same thing, so that's the...
Oh no, I'm not counting that. But again, yes, the right answer is impression and the click-through. Click-through rate is nothing but the clicks, right? I did mention, like, clients want a lot of people to click it and go to their page. Yeah, so who got the point?
Yep. I think that Team 1. I think people should have known the answer to that, but I suspect they may be just a little bit shy.
Oh, trust me, there's gonna be a reward after it. Okay, so please do not be shy. I already spoke to Kian. We have a great reward coming up for this. Okay, so buckle up, guys. Next question.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, that's for 20 points. You guys should know this. You guys have a lot of friends in the AdOps team. What is the primary function of an AdOps team?
Team 2, I guess it's the making a deal with the advertiser and make sure that they have everything set up properly to make everything up with the header bidding and make sure that it's running properly while on the reports to see how it's performing.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's kind of, to fulfill the order of the same, like to see how your, the campaign is performing or see how your order is behaving or reports. That goes. So team 1 is again on 10 and team 2 is on 20 because this question was 20 marks. Okay, perfect. That's for 30. Which issue do clients often face with third parties? Why is this an issue for them?
Team 2, I guess the fraudulent traffic or the quality of the traffic.
And why do you think it's an issue?
Unfilled impressions.
Okay, and?
That's all that I have in my mind, actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So generally, yeah, the impression, but also because of discrepancy reporting, not recording same numbers what the third party is recording. But okay, I take your point. So again, team 2 is on 50 and team 1 is 10.
Oh, you giving him 30 points for that? I protest.
Okay, how about 20 for them?
Okay.
They were partially correct.
Yeah. I'm just trying to give team 1 help.
Help, yeah. Come on, guys, from team 1. You're from the pub guru. You should be knowing all this better. So that was just the add-ops. Next up, we have DFP UI. One user can log into just one DFP network. True or false?
False. Team 1.
Yeah, that's right. You can log into multiple DFP networks if you are a user. So if I'm part of like 100 DFP networks, I can log into 100 DFP networks. Perfect. Good comeback, team 1. So we are at what? 20? 50, right? Cool. Here comes the next question. DFP UI. True or false? DFP can only be accessed in Chrome.
Aim to first. I said it first.
Yeah, DFP can be accessed from all the browsers, even from your smartphones. If you guys are not aware, DFP has its own app as well. So you can have a DFP app as well. So team 2 at 70, team 1 at 20. Here comes third question on DFP UI, 30 marks. How do you know what changes have been made to an entity in UI?
Team 2 by looking at the history.
Correct. Perfect.
You did that with a huge amount of confidence, Vihar. I suspect that you might have had some part to play somewhere in there.
I don't know. I'm just being competitive.
That's great. Just give me a minute. Okay. Where am I? Okay, so we're back. So who is leading? Team 2, right?
No, team 1's winning.
Okay, so next up we have the last category, which is inventory. And here comes the first question. What do you do in the inventory tab in DFP?
Team 2 to set up all the ad units that a publisher have.
And?
Okay. For the ad units.
Okay, so partially correct. You create ad units, you create placement, you approve suggested ad units, you generate tags, right? So I give you 5. See guys, I'm being fair now, right? Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next question, coming up for 20 marks. What is a placement? Why might a trafficker want to create them?
Team 1 placement is just a package of ad units.
Whittle has it.
Yeah, it was
Mikhail has it.
It's team 1. Yeah. And sorry, why did you say why might the trafficker want to create them?
Easier to target multiple ad units at once.
Perfect. That's right. So it's grouping of ad units, faster trafficking, and faster reporting. Perfect. So I give 20 to team 1. What's the score, guys?
We thought, I don't know.
It's something
sorry, I'm not writing.
like 100 to about 30 or 40 at the moment.
I think
okay, coming up, the last question from the inventory tab. Are you guys ready for it? Here you go. What is the difference between free form and predefined key values?
Free form, team 2. Team 2.
I was
It's team 1. It's team 1.
yeah. You predefine the values, or predefine it free form. You can use different values that are not beforehand.
Oh, that's right. So freeform, it can be added when trafficking, and predefined needs to be created first. Perfect. So what's the final score?
I think Team 2 came second to last, and Team 1 came runner-up.
Okay, no, the game is not over yet. Now you have to gamble for the points that you have earned. Now, I have a question coming up from the category online advertising, okay? So, who wants to how many points?
By the way, how many points do we have to gamble?
However, how many you have? I don't know how many you have. Sorry, I did not keep up. Team 2, how many want to gamble?
But how many points do we have?
100.
Okay, let's say 100, okay?
Yeah, let's just gamble them all.
So you want to gamble all of them?
What do you guys? You guys got?
Let's say all in.
Oh my God. So 100 points, team 2, gambling up for online advertising. Here's a question, guys. List 3 standard inventory sizes.
Oh.
Come on, Jim.
All right, yeah. I mean,
Team 2. Team 2.
Yes, team
And
2,
Jim will answer the question.
Yeah, the hard time buzzer. We'll say 300 by 250, 300 by 600, 720 by 90.
Oh.
And that's it.
What did you say, the first one thing?
Oh, sorry, 300 by 250, 720 by 90, 160 by 600.
That's great. So, yes, team 2 gets 100 points. So, these are the standard sizes that we use. Now, the next category is inventory. Come on, team 1, you want to gamble?
They are on 200 points, right? We got there 100 points.
Yeah. Okay, team 1, do you want to gamble for inventory?
Come on, Anton. No? You're up for it, Anton. Come on.
You guys might as well gamble it all.
Yeah.
Okay, let's gamble for 50 or 70, whatever you have. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Perfect. So team A gambling for 70. Category is inventory. If you lose 70. Here's your question. What does a special ad unit do?
Team 2?
No. It was team 1 who gambled.
Yep.
So the gambling gets featured.
Yeah, special.
Anton?
No, it's Mikhail.
Oh, Mikhail. Sorry, Mikhail.
For a special ad unit, you have to target it specifically. If line item does not target.
Yes, exactly. Right. That's right. Ooh, good comeback. The special ad units mean that the ad unit has to be specifically targeted in the line item to be served, right? Back. And now comes the final one, and the category is monetize more. Who wanna gamble it? Monetize more, I thought you would be more excited than anybody else.
So it's the last round, right?
It's the last one. Who wanna gamble for monetize more?
Jim, what do you say?
I mean, yeah, we might as well just gamble it all.
Yep. Sayad, speak for a team 2. Come on, man.
Okay, so final question coming on M2. And here is your question. What is Monetize More's corporate motto?
Yes.
To monetize the revenue of issue?
Kind of true, but exactly, what's the motto? It's kind of the objective that we have, but I still need it in the right words.
Stay hungry, stay grounded.
Kian did not like it, sorry. I did ask him for something funny.
Make the money go up.
I like that. I'll suggest that to Kian. Anybody else? Come on, you all have to give it a shot. Let's see who matches Kian's mind.
Jaime, what do you say over there?
No, I still want everybody to give it a shot.
Kian's mind. Be number one in the marketplace.
Nah. I mean, yeah, he wants to, but that's still not the corporate motto.
No?
No, sorry.
Well, it darn well should be.
Come on, guys. You use your brain. Think like Kian for 10 seconds.
He's not online, by the way. Otherwise, I will ask him. Oh.
No more guesses? No more guesses? Okay, so you lose, right? You lose all the points. Okay, I'm keeping a track. So nobody gets the reward. I'm gonna go back to Kian and say, hey, look, nobody won, so we are safe. We are not gonna give anything to the guys. Thank you, guys. So here comes our corporate motto.
So that means team 2 who gamble on this lose all their points.
Exactly.
We lost it all.
Yeah, so they did a lot.
Being mostly silent. Team 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. That was really a nice session, guys. Thank you so much for your participation. And again, as I said, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you want to know anything more about a particular topic or any subject. Yeah, I'm just a ping away, okay?
Thank you very much. That was good fun.
Thank you so much. I'll see you guys for the next session soon. A good night, everyone. Bye-bye. See you around.
Bye now.
You too. Thank you so much.
So,
See you.